Suze?
Oh, that's lovely. And
Right.
any biscuits?
Maybe later.
In the repair shop today, Dom's soldering hits the spot.
Oh. Oh. Oh, there's just that lovely moment when it just soaks in and creeps under perfectly.
As he restores a case used by 3 generations of artists.
I do feel like a bit of a kid at Christmas here. I am really quite jealous of this box.
And David, Julie and Amanda
I used to be a hairdresser, but I never actually have come across anything quite like this.
bring an automaton out of retirement.
It does look as though it's doing the right sort of thing. For first attempt, I'm really pleased with that.
But the first visitor to seek help from the barn's experts is Mike Suffield from Essex. He's carrying a memento of a magical past for the attention of Master Hatter Jayesh Vaghela.
Hello, how you doing?
Fine, thank you.
So I know we've got a hat in the box.
Yes.
What kind of hat is it? Can we see it?
It's a collapsible opera hat.
Oh, it's like a top hat. And you say it's collapsible. You see that?
Magic.
How'd you get it back up?
Well, when it's in good condition,
Yeah.
you hold it there, tap it,
Yeah.
Right.
and it will spring out. But it's slightly damaged.
Yes.
And
Okay.
every time you tap it, the damage is getting worse.
That's right.
Oh.
So I can pop it out for you.
The way the crown collapses came into practice late 19th century. This is literally when they needed a top hat whilst attending an opera, and it was about storage.
Because if you sit there with it on, it's just going to block someone's view. Why have you got a collapsible hat then?
It was what I used when I was doing magic.
There you go. See, there's your magic.
I got into magic when I was very young. My uncle was a magician. His name was Edward Parker, and to me, he was my Uncle Ted.
Right, Uncle Ted.
My mother was bringing us up on her own,
Okay.
and so going to see my Uncle Ted was like, you know, going to see a father figure. He taught me about life and how to go about it,
Wow.
and I cherish those words.
It's amazing.
As I grew up, he started to show me how to do a little trick,
Okay.
and then I joined a little magic school run by another magician friend of his. They would all teach me magic, and then one day a friend of my uncle's gave me a carrier bag,
Yeah.
and in the bag was this opera hat. I thought he was lending it to me, but he said, no, it's yours.
It's yours.
You can keep it.
What sort of tricks would you do with the hat then?
I used the hat as a prop. When I performed on stage, various clubs, my assistant, she would hold the hat
Yeah.
for me to put the tricks that you'd finished with into the hat.
Did you perform in front of your uncle as well? Did you?
Yes.
How did he feel that you've like taken it on?
Oh, he was so encouraging up until I lost him. He was a, you know, a treasure to me, my uncle. He was like a father, but also a brother, a mentor, everything.
Everything.
Yeah. It was hard at that stage to sort of actually want to continue in something when he was a big part of it. Maybe it was grief, I don't know. 1987, I think he passed away.
So you hadn't used or done any performance since he passed away then?
That's right, yeah. Until my granddaughter, Isabella, started to want to do a few little tricks, so I got the hat out.
Yeah.
Okay.
Found it in this condition that's very sad.
Right.
I'm not getting any younger,
Right.
and I'd like her to actually inherit it from me
Good.
when I can actually give it to her,
Yeah.
rather than it be left when I'm not here.
Yeah.
She knows most of the story. She understands. She's 13. The hat represents the magic part of my life, and that part of my life was so exciting.
It's in safe hands.
Thank you.
This young man might not be good at magic, but he can work some miracles.
You might
on it.
find a rabbit.
I think you never know. Thank you for bringing it in mind. You take care now.
Pleasure.
All right?
Thank you very much. Thank
All
you.
right.
Yeah.
Bye-bye.
You're welcome. Bye.
As a young child, I had many, many memories of that hat, and those memories were extremely happy memories. I hope that passing it on to my family, my granddaughter, she will all remember that this hat meant so much to me and cherish it as well.
So this is the very first time I'm going to work on a collapsible top hat, and the way the hat is going to be a challenge. The binding has worn away, and I will have to replace that. The stitching, which holds the brim and the crown together, were worn away, adding to what I have to do. So I'm gradually unpicking the lining. It's getting a bit problematic, but luckily it's not a structured hat. It's a collapsible top hat, so this will make my life a lot easier to work in this tricky area. So now the lining is out, I can see the mechanism very clearly. There are 4 pillars, opposite ends, vertically and horizontally. So when the pressure is applied, the pillars close inwards, flattening the crown, and hence collapsible top hat.
Outside, a new arrival, Katie Baldock from Kent, is carrying a box of delights in need of attention from metal expert Dominic Chenier.
Hi,
Yeah.
you okay?
Yeah, I'm good, thank you.
That looks interesting. Please tell me more about it.
So this was my grandpa's signwriting case that he got in 1927 when he started his apprenticeship.
Oh, my goodness.
And it got passed to my dad, and it's now been passed to me, and it needs a lot of work done to it as well.
Yeah, OK, I can see that, fair enough. It
Yeah.
definitely looks like it's had a bit of a life.
Yeah, it has. I'll show you inside.
Oh, it's not full as well. I thought it was just the box.
No, this has got all of his stuff in it still.
Oh, look at that.
So in the bottom here is my grandpa's last brushes that he laid down before he passed away. Dad's never used them, and I've never used them.
Look at that. I mean, that is literally a time capsule.
It is.
Goodness me. I'm into signwriting myself. I've got a few boxes like that with my brushes in, but it's all just stuff that I've gathered over the years. Nothing that's got the history that that's got. God, you're very lucky to have that.
I am. There is a lot of history behind it.
What was your granddad's name?
Ivo Baker. He did his apprenticeship with Schultz Brothers, which was an aircraft company, and they taught everyone to do signwriting on the aircrafts, and then he did motorbikes. And then my dad joined him at the company.
As a signwriter as well?
As a signwriter as well, because
Oh,
he'd watched
wow.
Grandpa. And then they both were made redundant, so my grandpa started his own signwriting business, where he did his signwriting and my dad did pictorials for all the breweries in Kent.
OK.
Sadly, my grandpa passed away in 1983, so my dad decided to take over the business. And he ended up in Parliament. He did the Horse Guards sheaths that they're carrying their swords in.
So he was good then?
Yeah,
to do that
and
kind of level
Queen's
of...
celebration carriages as well. So.
No way.
Yeah.
Do you pick up the brushes yourself?
Yes, I do, yeah.
I guess he learnt from the best?
Yeah, I
Learnt from
did.
your granddad?
I've grown up with pinging the chalk lines. Our weekends were filled with scribbling on the back of tracing paper and stuff, so yeah.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
This was in your dad's possession?
Yes.
Up until recently?
Yes.
So does your dad still paint?
Dad's got arthritis. He hasn't got a steady hand anymore, which is really frustrating for him.
That must be heartbreaking.
It is really heartbreaking because that was his life and he's not able to do any of that anymore. But he's seen that I'm doing a lot more signwriting and stuff like that. But he's enjoying seeing me do it, which is nice.
Yeah.
It sounds a bit cheesy, really. It feels like they're with me when I'm painting, and it's really special to know that they've been using those brushes and now I'm using them.
Yeah, that's really special. My goodness. What about the condition then? Should we talk about that? If you want to be able to use it, you don't want to strip it right back and repaint it and have it looking brand new, surely?
No, not at all, because every little dot and dab on there or paint stripes is my dad or grandpa, but the pin that's supposed to hold together, there's not a buckle to hold it.
For the latch? Yeah,
Yeah, for the latch. The drawer clip there. And the handle used to be a leather stitched handle.
Yep.
Dad's done a lovely job with a bit of rope.
Oh.
And then this shelf has completely dropped.
Oh, goodness, yeah. Just need to get it back into solid working
Yeah.
order so you can enjoy it.
That's it.
And does your dad know that you brought it into
He does. He's actually really excited.
Is he?
He's just loving the fact that I'm actually going to be using it as well, so...
What a special thing. You're very lucky. Katie, thank you so much for bringing this in. Honestly, it could not be more up my street. I'll get it looking good for you.
Brilliant, thank you. Bye-bye.
See you later.
Bye.
God.
My grandpa and my dad were incredible signwriters. That was their life, that was their livelihood. I absolutely adore my dad. It's such a special thing that Dad's even give it to me to look after. It's quite a big deal for both of us.
I do feel like a bit of a kid at Christmas here. I've got to say, I am really quite jealous of Katie's sign painting box. It's fascinating for me to see. Unfortunately, the worst bit of damage is probably this shelf. Ah, look, it's completely come off. I think first things first, I need to take this completely apart, all of these precious contents, so they can be kept safe, and then I can really assess how to tackle repairing this box. Look at these cute little drawers. Oh my goodness. Oh, it's packed. Oh, look at those. God, that one's had a life. You can see those bristles are all broken. My goodness. I wonder if that was his favourite one. He's like taped it together and re-pieced it together over the years. Look at that. Unfortunately, this drawer is missing its little drawer pull. I'm going to have to make a new one and solder it in place. That's where the latch used to be. So I will need to remake that and solder that back on where it originally came from. The last thing we're going to need is a handle. I hope Susie won't mind making me a new replacement one. I mean, that's just what it needs to finish it off. Right, there we go.
Jayesh is making headway on his restoration of the magician's top hat.
This is the actual brim. I have removed the covering, which was on the underside, because the edge was frayed and severely damaged. So I'm going to use this fine cloth, which will replace the original covering on the brim here. I'm going to use the bonding glue. I always try to be hands-on as much as possible. I could use a paintbrush, but I'm going to use my finger. I have so much control over the way the glue is on the surface. I need to be very careful when I do this because I want to make sure that the cloth is fully aligned where the brim is.
Amanda, I've made his little bow tie. I've just got his ears to finish.
Oh, fantastic. We're making a little rabbit to surprise Jayesh, and it's to go in the magic top hat that he's working on. So we don't want him to see what we're doing.
Very happy with the covering on the brim. Moved on to the binding, and if you look closely, the edging has a raw finish. So binding, literally what it does is it covers up that edge and it creates a fine, sharp finish. And the stitching is literally pierced through the shell of the brim. It requires a lot of patience and sturdy hands to do what I'm doing. I have broken quite a few needles already. Once the binding is fully tacked, it will cover the edge so the two parts look exactly together. So I'm just going to make a cup of tea.
OK, Jay.
OK.
Quick. He won't stand still.
It's a hat trick. Where did Mike's rabbit appear from?
It must be magic.
I will treasure it. Very inspiring.
Next to arrive at the barn, Fiona Wright from County Durham, with an old family friend.
This is very interesting.
Quite a character, isn't he?
He is quite.
He needs some help from the barn's mechanical wizard, David Burville, and soft toy experts, Amanda and Julie.
Hello. Hello. Welcome to the barn. We are so excited. Who do we have here?
This is Butcherman.
Butcherman. That's his name.
Yeah.
OK. Tell us about him.
We used to put him in our butcher shop window in the village where we live. We used to display him every Christmas, and a lot of people used to just come and have a look at him in the shop window when it got dark, and that we had the lights around him and all the meats did look pretty good.
Oh, wow,
yeah.
That's lovely.
You're obviously very fond of him.
Yes.
You can see when you look at his little face.
Definitely, yeah.
What actions, what did he do?
He turns his head as he chops the leg of lamb.
So he kind of does this?
Yes.
I like that.
Yeah.
I can't wait to see inside and how he works.
Yes,
It's going to be quite interesting.
And this was your father's own butchery business?
Yes, this was a family business. It was me, my mum and my brother. It was a busy shop. My dad was very funny, a big personality, very well known. We were very close, we worked together. Taught me how to use a boning knife and a bandsaw, which probably wouldn't be allowed now. Yeah.
So how old were you then?
Oh, 7 or 8 probably.
Did you have an outfit like his?
Yes,
Oh,
I had
great.
an outfit just like his.
Oh, that's really nice.
Why have you brought him to us today?
In approximately 2001, 2002, we took him out of the shop window, ready to put him away in the loft, and he wasn't working. I decided I was an electrician that day and I would take him apart to get him going again. So I took some bits out of him that I couldn't put back again, and he never worked.
That's
after
very
that.
honest of you.
I wasn't popular that day.
Really? What did Dad say?
I probably can't repeat that. He wasn't happy. But I did promise him that I would get him fixed.
Do you still have the business?
No, we don't. We lost my dad in 2004.
Oh, I'm sorry.
He had leukemia, so he'd been poorly for a while.
Yeah.
It was a big shock still.
God.
Yeah, it was a big miss.
Yeah.
It wasn't quite the same, but took the business on myself, and I closed for good in 2013.
Butcherman is your link to that era.
That's it, yeah.
What are you hoping that we can do for him?
I'm hoping that I can see him moving again.
OK.
He could do with a new shirt, maybe, and his shoe was broken as well.
Is it? OK.
And his hat's very fragile now.
I think he's going to need something doing with his hair.
Yeah, I think he's been out in the wind. So He's not looking his best.
He needs a good old smarten up.
Yeah.
Fiona, thank you so much for bringing him in. And I think we're all really looking forward to getting started.
Itching
on
to
him.
get on him, yeah.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Take care.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
The Butcherman is so special to me because this is part of my childhood, and I absolutely think he's lovely. Always have done for the first time I saw him, and hopefully that he's going to be fixed and it will fulfil the promise that I made to my dad.
What do you think then?
He's great. He really is a little character, isn't he?
He certainly is.
Yeah.
OK, so this is quite simple to get off.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't wait to get on that hair. You're going to sort his hat out, Julie?
Yeah, I can have a look at his hat.
Right, here we go. There you
great.
go.
Oh, look.
Brilliant.
Can I just say, that is a fine tummy, isn't it?
That is. I reckon he was sneaking a few of the pies.
Yes. Right, so we'll take all the clothes.
Yeah, great. I'll take him over to my bench and then
leave you with him.
see where we go. Lovely, thank you kindly. Well, on first looks, the Butcherman, he looks very well used. He's a little bit worse for wear. I'm really intrigued to see what's happening with his mechanism. It's a bit of a worry. So this is the moment of truth. Hopefully, I'm going to be able to see what's inside him. Oh, he appears to be missing the electric motor. That must have been what Fiona had actually removed. So that's a bit of a blow, really. There we go. So here we have his skeleton, and the only other thing that is missing is the cam, and the cam would be attached to the motor shaft, and as that rotates, so it keeps operating a nice smooth action. It's a very clever but very simple little mechanism. So first things first, I'm going to work out the speed of the motor that he needs. Then I've got to actually make the cam. Then I've got to carve his new shoe, and then hopefully he's ready to have his new clothes.
Dom is ready to start putting the sign writer's case back together.
It's about time to try and get this shelf soldered back in place. It's the main structural problem with Katie's box, so it's really important that I get it back in place. But at the same time, I'm very nervous because I have to heat this up for the solder to melt to actually stick it in place. And there's every chance to melt some of the paint on the outside, which will be a shame, and I'll try and be as careful as I can. Okay, you know what? I think I'm ready to start soldering. Oh, you know what? I think that actually went really, really well. That looks really good. I'm going to let that sit and cool now. Time for the all-important paintbrush drawer. I've made a very simple but accurate replica of the original handle. Look at that, side by side. You can't tell the difference. So all I need to do is just solder that in place of where the original one came from. That is perfect. Katie's box needs a new latch. I've got the actual pin that goes through the little eyelet, but it's missing the clasp part that would go up and over and hold the lid shut. I'm going to start by using this piece of very soft, flexible wire because I can manipulate it very easily. So the image in my head I've got of what this looks like, I can actually turn into a physical thing, although it will be quite crude. At least I can actually see if it's going to work. All right, there we go, perfect. So that is my prototype. Perfect, there's enough information here. I just need to remake that in some 2mm steel wire. That's fitting really nicely now. Yes, look. Perfect. Oh, that looks brilliant. So that's a great position to solder it, but I need to be very careful not to get solder inside these two little tiny pieces of brass tube, because then I'm going to solder the actual clasp to the brass and it won't pivot. I am putting on a tiny bit of soldering fluid. Wherever I put this, the solder's going to want to go. Right, come on, let's give it a go.
Oh, there's just that lovely moment when soldering goes well, which is quite rare. It just soaks in and creeps under perfectly. That went so well, that one.
Brilliant. All that needs now is a little touch-up with some black paint, just to make it look like it belongs there. And you know what? All I need is that leather handle. I really hope that Susie can help me with that. Susie, you okay?
Yes. Yeah, I'm good. What's up?
Need a hand if you don't mind. Look, I've got Katie's sign painting box.
Like it a lot. What do you need?
Well, my work is done. It's all back together and finished.
Okay.
But I need a handle.
Yeah, I love making handles. Can't wait to get started.
Brilliant. Hope you can handle it.
Oh, very good. When I think about what handle needs to go on what case, I remember my granddad. He used to make cases, and he was just so creative. So whether there's an element of that comes through with me, because I really enjoy working on cases. That's the basic shape of what the handle's going to be. Now, what I want to do is create the shaped filler that's going to go inside the handle.
Jayesh has worked his magic, and the magician's top hat is almost complete. All that remains is to check that his repairs don't interfere with the hat's moving parts.
All along, I have been very anxious, and just when everything has come together, how is this mechanism going to work? For me, as well as for Mike. Moment of truth. So, here we go. It's working. Very, very happy, very happy. Traditionally, this is how a collapsible top hat is opened. Voila. I'm a happy man. Or should I say I'm a happy hatter?
Oh, looking good, looking good. Mike's gonna love it. Don't make it disappear now. Oh, see, it was a bit slow off the mark there.
For Mike, the top hat serves as a reminder of his dear Uncle Ted, a father figure who inspired a love of magic.
It's been 30 years since I've actually used the hat. If I can collapse it and spring it open, it's going to be amazing.
There he is. How you doing, Mike?
Good afternoon.
Hello, Mike. Good afternoon.
So how you feeling, Mike? You all right?
I'm a bit nervous today, anticipation of what to expect. The hat is like a TARDIS. It holds so many memories for me that, and the memories of my childhood growing up with some very, very happy days.
And your uncle as well, those memories.
Especially my uncle. He was a real lovely man. You couldn't have asked for a better uncle than my Uncle Ted.
Yeah. So, do you want to see that?
I'm dying to see the hat. Yes, I really am.
Yeah.
Shall I?
Yes, please.
Here we are.
It looks just like the day it was given to me.
Yeah.
Can I touch it?
Certainly can.
It's beautiful. It's absolutely beautiful. You've done a lovely job. You are a magician. I can't tell which is the new and the old. You've blended it in so beautifully. Can I tap it?
Please go ahead.
That's beautiful.
Yeah?
That is beautiful.
It's my pleasure.
Look at that smile. That's why we do what we do.
The magic has been rekindled.
Yeah.
I brought with me something that I thought, as this is my family, my history.
Yeah.
The first trick my Uncle Ted showed me was a piece of rope. He said, take the middle, put it up there, and he said, if you cut it, don't cut it real.
What do you mean don't cut it real? You've just cut it?
No. No, that wasn't supposed to happen. Wait a minute. Excuse me.
He's fluffed it.
No, you've got a piece of rope, and now he said to me.
Trick?
He said.
Okay.
He said to me.
It's in one piece, though.
He said to me, when you do these tricks, don't forget to practice. Well, you can see that I've been practicing because I've been practicing, and I ended up practicing so many times that it kept going wrong.
Yeah.
So.
So you haven't done the trick then?
Well, I have practiced so much that you making a hat like that has made my piece of rope come back together again.
Hold on. How did you do that, man?
I don't know, the hat did the trick.
Mike, it's been a real pleasure having you in with the hat. And I'm going to have to go to bed now just thinking about this magic trick. You take care.
Perfectly done.
Thank you very much.
Take care, yeah?
Bye-bye. When I picked the hat up, it just felt like the day it was given to me. The hat will stay in the family now. and it will be passed down to my granddaughter, Isabella, for her to treasure it. And if it inspires her to do magic, then that would be lovely.
As one magician departs, David's next trick is to ensure Butcherman's chopping action is up to speed.
I'm trying to work out how many chops per minute I need to make the Butcherman work at. We don't want him going too fast, but at the same time, we don't want him too slow. It looks as though it's working out at about 20 chops per minute. I've managed to find a motor at the speed. It's a very, very difficult thing when you've not seen the thing working yourself. Fingers crossed, I can get something near to what Fiona remembers.
I've now started working on the Butcherman's hat. And it's very cleverly done, actually. It's a cotton embroidery canvas. It's very shabby, and I want to replace that. And it's making me smile because it's taking me all the way back to school, because I remember learning to sew on this. We would learn stitches like our running stitch and our cross stitch. And then as you get more competent with your sewing, the crosses become smaller until you're on a fabric. I mean, what a simple but amazing invention. But it's been used differently here, and it's been used to make his hat look a little bit straw-like. So all I'm going to do is very gently remove all this old fabric and his ribbon and give him new. But I have to be a little bit careful as well, because sitting not too far away from me is Jayesh, and I don't know what he'd say if he saw what I'm doing. But at least I've got someone to ask for help if I get stuck. Here we go.
I've now managed to get the motor in, and it's all mounted, it's ready for the next stage, which is the cam. The cam is probably the most important part. This controls his chopping arm and his head. So I need a smooth raising action, but then to make it look like he's actually chopping, I need the cleaver to drop quite rapidly. And you achieve this on a cam by drawing a gradual slope, and then I put a short, sharp drop on it. Just that little variation in the shape of that lobe will actually give him a more natural looking action. I'm pretty happy with the way that cam looks, so the next thing to do is to cut it out with the angle grinder. Right, so I've managed to cut out the cam, and we'll see if it actually fits and see what it does. So I'm just manually turning the cam. It's not even actually attached, but it does look as though it's doing the right sort of thing. For a first attempt, I'm really pleased with that.
Jayesh, what do you think?
Wow, a boater. Well impressed, Julie.
Thank you.
I've got Butcherman's head here. I used to be a hairdresser, but I never actually have come across anything quite like this. I'm gently removing anything that's loose. Got to do this really, really carefully. Then once his hat goes on top, we won't see any of that anymore. I'm feeling now that I've got all the really, really loose stuff off. I can clean now what's left in situ. I'm just going to get a clean flannel and simply dab the hair. Hopefully, when we've done this, his hair will have a little bit more sheen to it. I think a nice pampering session will do him good.
With Dom's work and the signwriter's case complete, it's down to Susie to add the finishing touch.
Now that I've got the handle constructed, I can now attach it to the case itself. Just line up the Ds and then with a pair of pliers, go gently squeeze the D together. There you go. Lovely. And there's Katie's new handle. I think that's going to do the job beautifully and keep going for a very long time.
When the case arrived at the barn, it was unusable, with a broken shelf, a makeshift handle, and a latch missing. Today, third-generation signwriter Katie is back to collect the case that serves as a powerful connection to her family's heritage.
I'm a little bit nervous, but I'm also very excited as well. I can actually carry on my family legacy, really, with signwriting and use it as it should be used, with my dad's and grandpa's paintbrushes.
Katie.
Hello.
Lovely to see you again.
Lovely to see you as well.
So, your sign painting box.
Yes.
What are you hoping we've done to it?
The handle's been restored and I can open it properly without the lid falling off, and that I can get the drawers open and that it's usable again.
That's an important thing.
Yeah, very
carry
much
on.
so, yeah.
Do you want to see it?
I do.
Yeah.
Mm. Oh, wow. That's amazing. Oh, my goodness. That's incredible. Can I open it?
Please do, yeah.
Oh, wow. You're incredible. Honestly. That is so beautiful. You wouldn't know that you've done anything to this. Like, it looks original.
That's probably the biggest compliment you could give me. I think the whole time I've been trying to be as careful as I can.
You just can't tell the difference. It's stunning. Dad's going to be so pleased. It's amazing. Thank you, Dom.
Honestly, you're so welcome.
This is just stunning.
Well, I think Susie made the handle for us and she did a beautiful job. So.
Thank you, Susie.
Yeah.
You're very welcome.
What do you think your dad will say when you get back?
He's going to cry.
No.
I know he'll cry.
Really?
Yeah, he's a bit of a crier anyway, but he will definitely cry. He's just going to... This was so important to him. It was his livelihood and his dad's, and for him to be able to see it like this and know that I can use it, it's just incredible. Thank you.
Well, I hope it gives you many years of happiness.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you so
Proudly
much.
grab it by the handle and swing it along.
Brilliant. Thank you so much, Dom.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Enjoy it.
Thank you. Bye, Susie. It's beautiful, absolutely beautiful. I didn't expect to feel so emotional about it. I know that my dad will feel that way because it's a big part of his childhood, but I didn't realise how attached I actually was to the case, and to see it as beautiful as it is, I'm overwhelmed, really.
With amazing skill, David has crafted a new shoe for Butcherman. He's now ready to apply the refinements.
So the next stage is I've got to put the spray coat over the top of that to give it a nice glossy black shine.
Hi.
Hello.
Wow.
There we go.
Oh, that is awesome.
His shoe looks
I was going to say, look at those shoes. Wait till you see this.
Wow, that's fantastic.
I'll get on and dress him.
For many years, Butcherman was a focal point for a family business and the community it served. But when he arrived at the barn, he was looking dishevelled, and his all-important chopping arm was out of action. Today, Fiona is back to collect him.
I'm feeling really excited about seeing Butcherman again. I did promise my dad that I would get him fixed, so I'm really hoping to see him working, and I'm hoping that I've finally fulfilled that promise.
Hello.
Hello.
How you doing?
I'm good, thank you. Hello.
How you doing?
Look at that grin. You're expecting something, can't you?
I'm expecting to see Butcher Man.
Okay, no
and
problem.
hopefully he's actually chopping his leg of lamb again and turning his head as he chops.
So Dave and the teddy bear ladies have been working really, really hard.
Okay.
And I tell you honestly, I can't wait for you to see them.
Okay.
You ready?
Ready?
Okay.
Oh, my word. That is just fantastic to see. That is just so
Well
good.
done, Dave. Well done.
It's brilliant. He's got his new boot, new shirt and apron, new hat. Yep. Yeah. Is he going to move?
I'll show you.
Oh, my word. Yeah. It's fantastic to see him working again after all this time, yeah. That's lifted a weight off my shoulders as well.
Yeah.
I did promise my dad that I would get him fixed, so now he's fixed. I fulfilled my promise. Yeah, it's fantastic.
And then what's he going to do now? Because you don't have the shop anymore, do you?
We don't, no, but we still have... My mum and brother live where the shop used to be, and at Christmas time he's going to go back in the shop window.
So the whole community will get to enjoy.
Yeah, can see him again, yeah.
That's brilliant.
Yeah.
Well, he was genuinely a labour of love.
He looks as though he's got a bigger smile on his face as well.
Yeah.
He's enjoyed it. Yeah, thank you so much. Yes.
Thank you.
You're very welcome.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
That just felt fantastic. To see him working for the first time in 20 years was just brilliant. It's better than what I expected because he just looks so good. To have Butcher Man back, it feels as though I've got a bit of my dad's memory back, really, and my dad would just be so pleased to see that.